The future of Xbox is in question? Yeah, it always has been. But right now, with the technology they have, the studios they own, they do have the ability to take over the entire gaming universe.
This planet will be mine.
I have owned every Nintendo up to the GameCube, every PlayStation up to PlayStation 3, and pretty much every console since Pong. But I went with the Xbox One, which could have gone for the PS4, but I was no hesitation of me buying the X Series over the PS5. Right there should be an indication of what I believe to be happening in the game system. And because of this, I have played a ridiculous amount of games, pretty much of everything ever made, including computer games through many generations. I have a very clear idea of what the future could hold if Xbox does it right. So let's get right into why I think that Xbox should, can, and will dominate.
Didn't stand a chance.
Let's start with the problems it's facing. A lot of people think it would be PlayStation, possibly even Nintendo, but it's really much bigger than that. People have started giving up on consoles in general. The handheld market's blown up, the PC market is dwindling, but has definitely stayed as a main competition. But everyone has an Android or an Apple in their hand. I think that is the biggest problem right now with the future of consoles in general.
This is no game.
The funny thing is, Xbox or Microsoft in general actually have all the technology to compete with all of that.
Fully charged.
What people think is their main competition, the PlayStation, which has pretty much won this console wars. They do have a better controller, although I personally like the fact that I can backwards compatible my controllers to this system. And they have a list of exclusives that seems to be everyone's main reason for wanting to jump on board, even though I'm very happy with Xbox's exclusives, and not even that all surprised that they're shipping off their exclusives off to other systems. That's fine. I'm going to make another video on my PlayStation versus Xbox, so for now, let's just say that watch the rest of the video on why they're able to take out the PlayStation, and it probably won't be console just via console without some help from outside sources.
Only one of you remains.
Yeah, but I'm the one to beat.
Next, you'd want to look at Nintendo, but Nintendo really hasn't been the competition you'd think. Real gamers are choosing Nintendo? No. They're going with PlayStation, Xbox, or PC. So, Nintendo, yes, you're a child, you're not really a gamer. This is why they're always going to win their own little battles, but I'm not even going to consider them in any of this because, basically, I don't actually see them as a gamer's choice of system.
You know nothing of strength.
Next big threat is the newish world of handheld game systems. We're going to go with the Lenovo, the Steam, Asus, pretty much all the Logitech. They all can play Game Pass games, and they're all being bought out by people that are starting to choose them over gaming systems. I think there's a way to incorporate both, and Game Pass is playable on all of them. So right there, Xbox is off to a really good start.
What do you think, Cyborg? Like yours, only better.
And Xbox, they have a Surface. The Surface is pretty much, you somehow attach that to a Xbox controller, and they already have the technology to do their own. Now, I'm not going to go into details yet. I'm going to go further on what I think they should do to combine the two. But for now, they're definitely able to hold their own against the rest. And even if they don't, just by getting Game Pass on those systems, they're carving their own niche into that market.
Want to see a trick?
Windows isn't quite fully optimized for a smaller screen. They are working on that, which is a great thing. Also, you want to be able to use it from your screen to the TV and have it switch back and forth, or like a Switch or Lenovo, a screen that can disattach or just keep it as a controller and play it on a table. Things like that. Heck, even steal from the PlayStation, just have it stream from your box as well when you're around the house or whatever. Although with them, I'd actually have it stream pretty much anywhere on the planet with all games on the console. Right now, all that is limited to Game Pass, which is great though, because I can still continue my game from the console, go on the go, and go right from where I left off. They haven't quite done that with their console games yet, but I'm pretty sure it's fairly simple to do. Well, for them, not for me, obviously. And we'll see how that goes.
Time to bring the hammer down.
And of course, the flip side of this is those handheld controllers where you can put your phone in and play the games as well and turn your phone into a handheld console, which would be a simple matter for them to make their own version of that. There's the Backbone and other games like that. And it comes down to, as long as you have a way to charge it while playing, you don't even really need to spend all that money if you already have a compatible phone. I have a powerful phone, so it's pretty easy for me to do it, but I guess if you have a cheap-ass phone, this might be a little more difficult. You might need another screen. So very different variations of that, but it all comes down to the same thing, that they can easily slide right into the handheld market.
Prepare to be astounded.
The real competition is actually PC gaming. Yeah, years ago, I think that was a problem with mods and the computer games being able to be a lot more powerful and do a lot more stuff. But right now, the PC market and the games made for the consoles are really only so much stronger or better. Yes, the mods is the one big difference, and they may even be able to incorporate that into the consoles. That's where I think it gets a little bit tricky, but definitely not impossible. Big problem with PC gaming is you don't spend $1,000, and I'm actually thinking closer to $2,000. You're not going to get a top of the line model, and you're not going to be able to play all the games anyways. And also, whenever you put on these games, you got to update it, install it, set the settings. My Xbox, I hit the button, I'm playing within minutes whatever game I want. So for me, I've always been a big fan of that. Both of them you can attach to your TV or a monitor or whatever, so it's all interchangeable right now. The big other thing was everyone liked to play on mouse or keyboard. And a lot of games, a little list right now, these ones here are all playable on the Xbox with the mouse or keyboard, and that's going to change. I'm pretty sure at any point that's going to grow into all their games. And the fun part of that is you can hit a button, it changes between keyboard and mouse and joystick. So right there, that changes it a little bit.
This is already over.
Microsoft has been making internet browsers forever now, so incorporating that into their Xbox, which they do, but they need a more advanced system, especially with rumors of Steam, GOG, Epic Games, things like that. You can get that on the Xbox, and guess what? You're definitely competing with PC gamers at that point. So you got to keep that in mind. I know it's rumors, but once they get that all set up, they are good to go.
I will destroy you all!
So there's your basics against what they're facing right now. So what they need to do is take their Game Pass and cloud gaming and bring it to the next level, because that's going to be the glue that holds the rest of this together. At that point, they can rule the gaming world.
You don't stand a chance.
Obviously, it's still going to come down to hardware. They can't give up on that. And the number one thing, they're doing it right, is keeping everything backwards compatible. Sadly, it's not all their games, and you do want to check out, like I've got a few of them here that, well, I don't own a 360 anymore. They're garbage. But for the most part, no, I'm going to give them credit. Their backwards compatibility is amazing, and they got to keep going down that route. If they want to make me happy, make them all backwards compatible.
It's the man, not the machine.
Yes, the digital age is upon us, and people wonder if you need a disk drive for your consoles, whether you agree with it or don't agree with it. I like the idea of having an attachable disk drive to it, but unlike all the other consoles where you got to add on to it and it makes it bulkier, bigger, whatever, why not just have a compartment? Plop it out, put the disk drive in, and it doesn't change the look, feel, size of the console. This is just an idea, and very easy for Xbox to do.
When will they ever learn?
As I mentioned, there's a lot of people who love their mouse and keyboard, so you might want to add an extra USB port or two at the front of the system to make that easily compatible. However, there's a problem that this generation that they could have fixed 2 generations ago, Bluetooth. Seriously, Xbox, how do you not have Bluetooth? I know PlayStation doesn't either, but like, really, idiots. What is wrong with you?
What did I miss? Everything cool?
The next Xbox has got to be more of a hub, and they got to actually pay more attention to their peripherals. Like, they don't do a bad job now, but realistically, no. You want to add things to it to upgrade your game. Maybe a little table, do it like this way, includes a keyboard, includes a mouse pad, and maybe a holder for controller that you can have on your lap. You can have the wire like an Ancient Relic or a Bluetooth compatibility. I'm going to keep on bringing that up because it really irritates the living hell out of me. Although I did hear that you can plug in a Bluetooth adapter. I haven't tried that yet. I should have actually done that before this video, but nah, whatever.
Magic is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Going down the controller route, they got to decide whether it'll be something that'll disattach and reattach. I don't like that. I'd almost suggest a mini screen with a hard drive combo. You can plug it into the Xbox to transfer your games, play it streaming. Just have it all. Connectability is the key function here to have it all successful. You want to dominate every market, and you have the technology to do so. So I really like that idea. Or like I said, you can put a screen in or a phone in, screen in that's, your Surface or whatever. They got to work with a way to make it all adaptable.
Don't mess with the best.
Well, they started cutting off third-party services being able to use with their system. I'd consider bringing that back in. Maybe even in the hub itself, something to hold a headphones controller, your mouse and keypad, something like that. So it just is a nice, cute little system built in. See if I could build one, make it look something like this.
Time for the grand finale.
Basically, if they have a system that you can play here, play on the road, stream from your house, steal a little bit from everything that's out there, they will have the ultimate gaming system that can compete with anything on the market. Why bother with your little PlayStation, Xbox wars? Screw it. Compete with everyone. Dominate everything. Become the #1 source of gaming. And there'll only be one question left to ask. And I'm going to paraphrase the Bible here. Who is like unto the Xbox? Who is able to make war with it?